大家好, I'm Martin, and this is Short Stories, brought to you by the Taichung Keda Language Center. Today's short story is called The Smile, a poem by William Blake. This story is about the power of smiling. Did you know that when you smile at someone, they tend to smile back? It's true. And not only will they smile back at you, but they will also smile at everyone else they meet that day. So, smiles can spread from person to person. Now I'm going to read the vocabulary and vocabulary example sentences. Vocabulary. Meanwhile. Meanwhile. Jill was freezing in Beijing. Meanwhile, Jack was on a beach in Mexico. Over here. Over here. Tom was not happy to overhear his classmates saying mean things about him. Ankle. Ankle. It is very difficult to walk if you have a broken ankle. Drop. Drop. The man dropped his bags at the hotel and went out. Tearful. Tearful. Roberto said a tearful goodbye to his family before boarding the plane. Upon. Upon. Upon reaching the top of the mountain, the climber thought about how he would get back down. Perhaps. Perhaps. Perhaps we can ask the teacher if we can turn in the project at a later time. Gap. Gap. The MRT in Taipei has only a small gap between the edge of the platform and the train, so it is very safe. Curtain. Curtain. I always keep the curtains in my house closed because I don't want my neighbors spying on me. Spill. Spill. The waiter spilled his coffee on a customer, which made him very angry. Struggle. Struggle. The heavy traffic on the road meant Arnold had to struggle to get to school on time. Raise. Raise. When Tony got promoted, his boss also raised his salary. Pleasant. Pleasant. It was a pleasant surprise for Jim to find out his favorite team had won the game. Still. Still. If you run into a fierce dog, be very still because its actions will be based on your movements. Bakery. Bakery. Joe went to the bakery to buy some bread. Skip. Skip. Tom was so happy about doing well on the English exam that he skipped all the way home. Now for the story. The smile first appeared on the face of a girl named Jenny. As she woke up that morning, Jenny did not know why she was smiling. Perhaps it was the dream she had been having, or the sunlight shining through the gap in her curtains, or the sound of the birds singing outside. But for some reason, although it was a school day, Jenny had woken up smiling. As she got up, Jenny took the smile with her. She took it to the bathroom, to breakfast, and even outside when she went to catch the bus. Then, as the doors of the bus opened, Jenny shared her smile with the bus driver. The bus driver had not had a smile that morning. He had woken up late, spilled coffee down his shirt, and burnt his breakfast, all before he had left the house. Everyone who had got onto his bus that morning had looked sad or stressed. Then, for no reason at all, a schoolgirl had smiled at him. Surprised, the bus driver smiled back. He kept on smiling. He smiled at a young woman with a baby, struggling to get a stroller onto the bus. From that moment, the smile began to travel. The young mother had not smiled for a long time. Her mind was full of worries about money and the future, and she was exhausted from raising her baby alone. Then she saw the bus driver smile. It was such a pleasant sight that, for a moment, she forgot all about her troubles. She smiled back. Smiling again after such a long time felt good, so good that she passed the smile on to the businessman whom she sat next to on the bus. It was the businessman's first day in a new job. He was so nervous his hands were shaking. Then the young mother smiled at him, and it was such a sunny smile that, for a little bit, he relaxed. His hands were still. He smiled back. As that businessman got off the bus, he took the smile with him. He smiled at people in the street. He smiled at the boy who served him coffee. And so the smile continued. From the coffee shop to the bakery to the station, the smile spread across town, skipping and dancing like a beautiful piece of music. As it crossed the faces of hundreds of men, women, and children, it changed the days of these strangers, the simple smile that could make people feel just a little bit brighter. Meanwhile, Jenny's smile had disappeared. The original holder of the smile, who had woken up so happy, had not had a good day. She had forgotten to bring her homework for her first lesson. The teacher did not believe she had done it at all and had told her off in front of the class. Then at lunchtime, Jenny had overheard two of her friends talking about her. It upset her, the things they were saying behind her back. Finally, that afternoon, she had sprained her ankle in her sports lesson. Jenny was no longer smiling as she limped to the bus stop. In fact, she felt close to tears. The sun was no longer shining. The birds were no longer singing. Then, as the doors of the bus opened, Jenny saw the same bus driver who had dropped her off at school that morning, and he was smiling just at her. Suddenly, Jenny no longer felt tearful. She felt light and warm, exactly as she had felt upon waking up. So she smiled back and limped to her seat, still wearing the smile. Jenny did not know her smile had been all over town that day. She did not realize that the smile the bus driver had given her when she needed it most was her own. Now it's time for the questions. Question 1. Who was the first to smile? A. The bus driver. B. The young mother. C. Jenny. D. William Blake. The answer is C. Jenny. Number 2. Why was the bus driver having a bad day? A. He woke up late. B. He spilled his coffee. C. He accidentally ruined his breakfast. D. All of the above. The answer is D. All of the above. Question 3. Why did Jenny's smile disappear? A. She was having a good day. B. She was having a bad day. C. Her mother yelled at her. D. She missed the bus. The answer is B. She was having a bad day. Question 4. What is the main lesson of this story? A. Public transportation is good. B. If you wake up smiling, you will be lucky. C. Smiles are contagious. D. Smiling at other people has no effect. The answer is C. Smiles are contagious. They spread from person to person. All right. Now that we have read our short story, we understand just how powerful smiling can be. A simple smile can improve the day of countless number of people around you. So, always remember to smile. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye bye.